Wow guys, what a view from here. I'm here with my buddy that knows way more history than I do. So Brady, tell us about what we're about to see.
We're looking at Boudica, Queen of the Iceni. She led a rebellion in the 1st century AD against the Romans. The story kind of goes back to when the Romans first came to this island. They made a treaty with the Iceni king. I can't remember his name at the time, but after he died, the Romans broke the treaty. And Boudica protested, and the Romans responded by lining up. I think it was an entire legion of soldiers, but they lined them up and they raped all 3 of her daughters, and she swore revenge against the Romans, and she led a pretty successful rebellion against the Romans. At one point, London was even burnt down. I think it was at the Battle of Gatling Street. I think that's what it's called. My history of Roman occupation of Britain is pretty scarce, but she remains a pretty romanticized figure for British nationalism because of that.
Very cool. Thanks, Brady. All right, and here we have the statue of before mentioned Boudica. By all accounts, Boudica's rebellion was quite a success. Roman historians say that her forces massacred as many as 70,000 Roman and pro-Roman Britons and basically destroyed Roman 9th Legion. Unfortunately, she suffered a defeat in the end and took her own life. And right by Big Ben, we have this little park with quite a few statues of amazing people. We have Churchill, then we're gonna go see up close. Tell me, Brady.
So there's a story about Churchill in the interwar period, what she called his years of wilderness, where he traveled to Nazi Germany to meet Chancellor Hitler, or the Fuhrer. And at one point he was in the hotel lobby waiting to meet Hitler, and Hitler actually peeked through the window and saw him smoking a cigar. And then when he saw him, Hitler just walked away and changed his mind.
All right. Good old Churchill. I wonder if he was drunk when he was posing for this. Probably was. What a Chad. Beautiful, beautiful monument. Very stoic. Look at that. And the view from behind is actually really cool. You can kind of sort of see Churchill overlooking the Big Ben and the Parliament building, sort of reminding his comrades to do a good job. It's interesting to see him kind of a little bit crumbled with the weight of the years in government. What a tough life this gentleman had.
See David Lloyd George, who was head of the Conservative Party.
And he was a prime minister during World War I.
Yes.
So he was largely responsible for the Treaty of Versailles and the division of lands that came within it. Here we have Ian Christian Smuts. What a chap. Let's see. Viscount Palmerston. Derby. What a beautiful, beautiful central square. Look at that. Come here. See more than 700 years of British history in one square. Courage calls to courage everyone. awesome. Beaconsfield. Oh, and here's a monument to Gandhi. What a beautiful. And I think we have one last one. Let's get up close. Mr. Peel. There we go. Oh, one more. I think this is Nelson Mandela. Cool. And of course here we have the beautiful Westminster Abbey. Look at that. What a magnificent church. The detail of the ornaments outside is just breathtaking. A place of coronation, a place of burial of...
Even Cromwell, I think.
Yes, Cromwell is buried here. Unfortunately, there's no time to visit Westminster Abbey today. It's already closed. If you want to visit, be sure to come here before 2 p.m. because that's when they end the tours. But please visit this place. It is fantastic. You know, as beautiful as it looks outside, it is even more beautiful on the inside. And if you're lucky, you might catch a religious service in progress. So if you're Anglican, you will have a blast taking part in that. What you would see is this whole field right here covered with poppies of different regiments that fought not only in World War I, but in all of wars that Great Britain took part of. And you can sort of walk down, you know, this memory lane and remembering all the soldiers that laid their lives for the Empire and the United Kingdom, and it's breathtaking. So if you're here in November, definitely come by here because you will see a completely different landscape. What is fascinating about London is that you can literally look anywhere and you will see magnificent history. And not only that, you can look at the same building from a different angle and it will amaze you yet again. This is Westminster Abbey, just from a different angle. Look at that. You have the saints, you have beautiful Gothic architecture. Just makes you wonder, why don't we make some things like this anymore? Just takes your breath away. All right, so the next stop on our tour is going to be the Buckingham Palace. It's a short distance from Westminster Abbey, just 15-minute walk. And we're getting here right before sunset, so I think it's going to look beautiful. Well, here we are. We reach our final historic destination for today, the Buckingham Palace. This, of course, is the famous balcony where the king and the queen wave to the people, announce new babies, appear after coronation or at holidays. And of course, you can imagine this whole square being filled with thousands of people and waving in jubilation, greeting their queen or king. You can just imagine how many hundreds of years this place has been a center of London political life. Just fantastic. And as you can see, the sun is setting, so we can see a little bit of lighting effects on the columns there. I wonder what it would look like when it's completely dark. It's just fascinating. Very beautiful place. You know, and especially when it's a little bit darker outside, the golden monuments sort of stand out even more. It is not that light outside, and they glow with this light and gold, and it's just mesmerizing to look at. Wow, look at that. at this. Let's walk around. Let's look what it looks from all the different angles. I think here we can see one of the archangels, probably signifying that it protects the empire. Oh, and here, of course, we have a beautiful, beautiful monument to Queen Victoria. Look at that. Wow. That is fascinating. It is so lifelike, you know. If you've seen photos of Queen Victoria, it's like you're looking at the real thing. Oh, and I see another archangel here. Beautiful. Wow, look at that. Look at that. What a magnificent sight. And of course, on the backdrop, we have the palace. Wow. So as we're seeing the sunset and looking at these monuments, sort of makes you think about the time when this was all built, you know. It was still British Empire. You know, you can see the boats here, and who knows, maybe that represents, you know, British Empire sprawling in all four directions. There's 2 boats on this side and 2 boats on the other side.
The sun has set on the British Empire.
The sun is setting on the British Empire. But not in these monuments. They still live their own life. And this is kind of cool. You can see the road here, and so you can imagine the corteges of king or queen coming here after coronation or a wedding, and you can just imagine the roar of the crowd that was everywhere here. And of course, the Union Jack. Well, and just when I thought I saw everything, and I was about to walk in this park to get my Uber, look at what I found. Alberta! Canada! Hell yeah. Proudly representing right here in front of the Buckingham Palace. So if you're from Canada, take a stop by here and enjoy. And here is how you walk away from the palace here to the beautiful park nearby. The trees are humongous, so they must be at least 200-300 years old. Nobility and arts people and famous statesmen walking through these park alleys, and who knows what kind of interesting conversation and love stories this park holds. It's very, very neat. Well, and what better way to end the day than with a pint of Guinness and an Irish pub. And an Irish pub, listening to some Irish music.